Hello everyone, this is Jotto and welcome to a video which, for lack of a better term, I've been putting off. Basically this is my trial video, also known as Arena. They're basically the same. They're identical. But anyway, I said a while ago, long time ago when I did my first impressions video, that I'd do a trial video at some point. At first, I put this off simply because I wasn't good enough at trials to make it worth it. And then someone actually asked me directly from the Spellweaver community as well to do a trial video and such, and I thought, yeah, I should probably come back to this. Since now I think I've got to a point where I'm actually getting fairly successful trials on a regular basis. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the draft. I'm going to talk through the draft fairly slowly, and then I think we're going to play the first game. Unless it's like a 5-minute game, and then we'll play the second game as well. Now, there are often queue time issues, which means what we're going to do is during the queue time, if it's super long, I'll cut it out, and if it isn't, we'll just talk about some other stuff that's going on with the channel and the game while we're waiting for queue times. So anyway, first things first, you get trials. This unlocks at level 8. This can be, you get 3 tickets when you hit level 8. These can be used for trials. You can also use 1750 gold, shows the top prizes. If you get top prizes, as you can see, you get some serious rewards. Kind of like, it's basically the similar system as to Hearthstone, but it's not random, it's exact. I think I prefer that, but it does mean you lose a little bit of the tension of like, oh look, it's the boxes, and you get to click each box. So it's a little less fun to open your prizes, but on the other side of things, you know exactly what you're getting. Not sure if that's better or worse, but it's just different. But yeah, anyway, so start trial. Anyone who plays Hearthstone, which I'm guessing is the majority of you, will notice what this is. This is a pick of 3 heroes. You get to pick 3 heroes, you see their hero powers, and you see which colors you're going to get a pick from. Each trial deck has 2 colors in it, and it shows you the exact 2 colors you're going to get. So, Corruption, Wisdom, Order, Wisdom, and Dominion Rage. Based on hero powers, 2 situational, powerful, and I like this color combination. So we'll go with Advanced Nephoros. Okay, so when you're going through trials, it's a 45 card deck. You pick 30 cards and then you get 15 shrines. Because of this, I actually like having 16 shrines, maybe even 17, usually 16, and as a result I will usually pick a skill shrine, because it adds on to your normal shrines. I very rarely have drafts where I only have 15 shrines. Besides that, what we're looking for is early game, consistency, and bombs. That's basically the setup there. We're looking for something similar to what is in Magic, where they say draft bread. Yes, that's a phrase, which is bombs removal. It's like bombs removal, effect, attack, and then defense. You pick defense last. Now, in this game it's a little bit different, but the whole bombs removal and the solid creatures kind of still applies. So keeping that in mind, we have 3 cards here. So can I zoom in on these? Yes, I can. So the first thing is Word of Pain. A bit too situational. It's a burn spell, not really interested. Unstable Reactor can be interesting, but can be very, very finicky and relies on me getting a couple key cards. Whereas Restless Tombs, making a zombie every turn, is an absolute bomb because spell removal is less common in drafting type formats. So we'll take the Restless Tombs. That and our hero power, you can't actually mouse over this hero power, which is annoying, but the hero power for Advanced Nephoros is 2 black to reanimate something that died this turn. So as a result, getting the 2 black from Restless Tombs is not that bad. Then from this pick, we're going to pick the Gnome Power Engineer. The Undead Hydra is okay. The Insatiable Ghoul is not that good, but still 3 mana 3/3, so that's fine. But Gnome Power Engineer is amazing. As I said, spell removal is few and far between. So when we're looking at these 3, I think the thing you need to look at is not which card is which and how powerful they are, but the main point is these require double blue, whereas I have to go double black. I don't want to go to 4 levels, I'd rather only have to go 3, so Succubus is the pick. Now Succubus is also quite powerful, so I'm happy about that. Looking at these 3, Sleep is vulnerable to spell removal, and it's not really removal. Airship Explorer is okay, but a bit slow, and Protector is an amazing common that lets you get really silly trades. So we'll take that. Now, for this pick, this is a little harder. Golem I'm not a fan of. You need 2 levels by turn 2. Infected Survivor lets me start black, which I'm okay with. Bedeviled Fiend is a fine thing on curve. I think I'll take the 2-drop because you want more things earlier. This is interesting. So, Grand Institute, we don't want to go double blue, so this effect is fairly useless. Word of Knowledge isn't particularly good in Trials, and you've got that Restless Tombs again, which is a bomb, so we'll take the Restless Tombs. Now, here comes this pick again, but instead of the powerful Infected Survivor here, we have Nightbringer, which isn't very good. So what we'll do is we'll pick the Fiend over Sleep. Alright, so this is where things get interesting. I have a choice between Haunted Cemetery, which lets me get zombies, or Infernal Vultures. Now, Thaumic Laboratory is okay, but again, double blue requirement. We want to go double black, single blue this draft. Unless there's something that requires 4 resources, that's powerful. So, what we'll do is, I think this time, Haunted Cemetery is nice, but we're early in the draft, we might get another utility land. So, we'll take the Infernal Vultures, because it can get to massive sizes. So the only new card here is Zombie Legionnaire, 1-drop, 2/2 with 1 speed, not fantastic, but reasonable to get a 1-drop. We're going to take the Protector though, Protector is absurdly powerful. This is where this gets interesting. I think in this situation, Unstable Reactor is too situational. Anyway, Thaumic Reflector is double blue, so we're not going to pick that. We're going to try the Force Field, I think. We're going to try the Force Field and see how that goes. This reduces 1 damage each time for 3 turns. So yeah, we're going to try Force Field, see how that goes. Alright, so the only new card here is Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze is a decent removal spell, and the freeze means that if you damage it again, it dies. So as a result, it's decent removal, but I think 3 Protectors. Protector is an A+ pick. 3 new cards, wonderful. Hands from the Beyond is okay. Reducing speed is very, very potent. Does have the issue where it doesn't do that much. Hands of the Beyond, though, is a reasonable pick because we have Restless Tombs, which produce zombies, which have 1 speed. Frost Elemental is not fantastic. It's usually better with Advanced Darius because his hero power does damage, which means you can freeze things and then hero power and then you get a kill. Library Guards is incredibly good in Trials. 2/3, 3 speed, draws a card, splashable, it's wonderful, so we'll pick the Library Guards. Gnome Power Engineer, Hands and Beyond. Dreadful Nightmares is a mill card. You need tons of mana though, so it's not really in a pick order. I think if this was any other 3-drop... Oh, camera stopped. Yeah, my camera's a bit buggy. I don't know why this does this, but it does stop from time to time, which is silly. Anyway, so Hands from the Beyond is an okay pick, but I think Power Engineer is just amazing, getting second one. Interesting. So, 2 new cards here. Flash of Delirium, which is a mill card, so we're just going to move past it. And Foundry Engineers, which makes Golems. I think I'm going to take the Foundry Engineers over the 3rd Engineer. This is with a caveat though. If I only had 1 Engineer, I'd take the Engineer. If I had 0 Engineers, I'd take the Engineer. I'm taking Foundry Engineers because Engineer, when it destroys a spell, transfers energy. Which means I want Foundry Engineers as just a really, really stupidly powerful interaction. Oh, this is interesting. So, we have 3 things here that will require double blue. Well, I mean, Grand Institute doesn't require, but it gives you double blue. I don't like Thaumic Reflector. Lamp can be an absolute bomb. It is a 4/3 with 3 speed, with haste basically, for 5 mana. It does require double blue, but I think it's fine because Lamp is very powerful. So we'll take the Lamp, and if we get anything else that's double blue, we'll go for it. 2 new cards here. Zombie Giant, 4/5 with 1 speed. It's okay on curve, but because we're not going to be playing on turn 4, because we have lots of things that require double resource earlier in the curve, we're not going to take it. Spectral Aurite is a fine card, especially with gnomes, and you can get energy manipulation. It's basically a 2/3 with 3 speed. That's flying, it's very powerful. I think I will take the 4th Protector. Protector, as you may have noticed, is just incredibly strong, based on my picking order. Now, this is interesting. Sleep I'm not going to consider between these two, because these are very powerful cards. We got Mesmerizing Spirit that makes you discard, and we have the Squirrel, as I like to call it, the Disquisitive Spirit, which rolls a card when it dies. Now, I think I'm going to go for the Mesmerizing. The reason I'm going to go for the Mesmerizing is because I really don't want to start blue. I want to go for a blue on turn 3, so we're going to go for the Mesmerizing now. At this point, we're going to start thinking about curve. More about curve, less about anything else. Charged Aura is decent because we have so many energy using things. I think a 5th Force Mage could be incredibly strong. The problem is if we look at the curve, I have nothing until turn 3 basically. So I really need to start getting stuff for curve. I think we're going to take one more Force Mage, and at that point we're just going to pass Force Mages. Now between these picks, I like Flash Freeze. I think Flash Freeze is very powerful. Spectral Aurite is quite nice. The body is quite useful. I think we're going to take the Flash Freeze just because we don't have any removal. Alright, we've already seen these two. Infernal Tribute, double black, 5 mana, sacrifice 2 creatures. Very powerful, and we need double black anyway, so we will happily take it. Oh, interesting pick. Okay, so the 2 new cards here are New Horizons, which looks for a shrine, gives you a level of it. It lets you ramp. Then there's Noxious Fumes, which is basic removal, which is very powerful. Noxious Fumes is normally the windmill slam over anything pick. New Horizons is interesting though, but do we want to start blue? I don't think we do, so we'll go for the Noxious Fumes, just because it's powerful. New card here, Rotting Remains, 2 mana, 3/3 with 2 speed, 1 level. Looks overpowered, but when it engages in combat, you put a weakness emblem on it. We'll take it for the curve. We've seen all these through already. Library Guards is stronger than Power Engineer. I think at this point we're going to take the Sleep, maybe. No, we'll take the Spirit. Spirit's a good chump blocker because it has 3 speed. Interesting. I think out of these 3 picks, Fiend is the most powerful, but I need more early game, so we'll take the Golem because it can be played in turn 2. Ah, there's the utility land. Now, normally I pick Disarm over these. It's close though, but Disarm is a fairly powerful combat trick. However, I'm going to take Haunted Cemetery because I want my 16th Shrine. Or land. You may have noticed I say land a lot, that's because I played Magic a lot, so yeah, I'm just used to it. But anyway, so next time something dies, put a Zombie Legionnaire on board. The point is, it's our 16th Shrine, and it's a decent one as well. We'll take a Power Engineer over a Haunted Cemetery. Noxious Fumes. Midnight Feast is not very good. It's very situational, and it's sorcery speed, so you can only play it on your turn, you can't play it on their turn. So we'll take the Noxious Fumes. We've seen these 3 cards before. Infected Survivor is more powerful than Rotting Remains. Interesting. Now we've got 2 options here. Dread Knight, which is a bomb late game, or Flesh Sculptor, which is a bomb early game. I think I'm more inclined to take early game bombs because we have so much powerful trading early in the game. So we're going to take this Flesh Sculptor, where every single time something dies, you get to replace it with a zombie. Now, keep in mind I'm flashing up these cards so that you can see what they do. You can always pause the video if you want to sort of just read the cards. And that's our last pick. Now, before we go on to the first game, we look at our shrine counts. So, in terms of shrine counts, we can edit our shrines. We've got Haunted Cemetery. The main thing is, what are our color requirements? We want to start black. We need 2 double black here. We've got double black on the hero power, double black. Basically, we need more black than blue. We may need double blue. So I think we need, out of 16, I think 7 Wisdom Shrines is fine. So we'll transfer. No, that way. So this gives us 9 to 7. It guarantees a Wisdom early. That's why I'm taking 7 instead of 6. Because I need a Wisdom early. So anyway, we're going to play the first game, and if the first game is bad, we'll just play the second game. We'll see. Want to get a decent feel for this deck, and I'll be talking through all the play. So we'll just click the play button here. First game is usually a queue. Queue time is very, very short. Now, normally I'd edit this out, but I want to take this time just to talk a little bit about the game and such. Now, some of you may know, if you've been following on the forums, that I have in fact made a Acebreakers branch for Spellweaver. There is an Acebreakers team for Spellweaver now, on top of the one for Hearthstone. It's a very, very good squad. We've got some of the best players in the game at the moment on the team, so I'm very, very pleased with that. And I've been doing that along with streaming recently. Now, opening hands. I think this is good. The reason this is good is because I have one of my 2-drops, which I need. And if I get blue, this is very powerful. So we'll keep this, and we'll Divine Offering, which some of you may remember, lets me put a card back in my deck and look for a shrine, and we're going to try and Divine Offering for a blue. We do also have the Spark. This is a new addition to the game, which is basically the coin. In fact, it is the coin. Oh, Mind Extortion lets him take a spell artifact, only one spell. Okay, so what do we not want? Honestly, nothing. Because if I draw blue, I may want to go for a golem. So we're just going to pass the turn here. But anyway, so the Spark is basically the coin, but it can be used on both turns. I want to draw, so we draw. Blue Shrine, perfect. We're going to play Infected Survivor, and then next turn we're going to use the Spark to play a Library Guards. So we are against a Dominion Nature deck, which is a tricky combination to play. We'll see how it goes. He has a Elven Sanctuary, the Elf Shrine. Gives him the ability Native Soil. Interesting. I would like to go Restless Tombs this turn. Maybe I should a bit later though. I think going Library Guards now is incredibly strong. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Library Guards now. We're going to send back Force Field because it's the weakest card here. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to pass the turn. There was a debate to move this onto the back line so he can't attack it. But I think that's fine. He's just going to trade these two, which I'm kind of okay with. And next turn we can play a Restless Tombs. Or maybe not. Maybe not Restless Tombs because he has this which he can move forward and kill a zombie immediately. He's out of mana though. So we can play a Force Mage Protector. We're going to get the Haunted Cemetery to mana to get this effect. We're going to play Force Mage Protector. We're going to put a shield on this Library Guards so that he can't kill it. And then we're going to Flash Freeze his Ambushing Sharpshooter. The reason we're doing this now is because he has Native Soil, which means he can get it boosted if he wants to, and he just concedes. So basically the reason he conceded there was because he had 4 cards in hand. I have a board that he can't deal with at all, and it was just going to last a long time and he was just going to lose. That does happen sometimes. You just get those very, very strong openings. So what we'll do is we'll play a second game and just sort of showcase the deck. I think this deck is extremely powerful because we have so many protectors, we have Library Guards. If I had to make a prediction, I would say that this would be an 8-win deck, maybe 9. There's obviously variance, but you can go up to a maximum of 10 wins with 3 losses. Similar to the way it is in Hearthstone, where in Hearthstone you can go up to 12, you used to be able to go up to 9. In this game you can go up to 10. So yeah. Now, after this video goes up, I will actually be streaming this afternoon. In fact, I stream every afternoon at roughly the same time, so if you want to actually catch me playing the game, just hop over onto my stream. That's always in the description of every single video, and you'll be able to see it there. I'm going second. We're against Advanced Darius, which means that I need a fast opening. Now, this is an interesting setup. I'm going second. I don't normally keep 1-land hands, but I think this is keepable. And the reason I think it's keepable is because I have a powerful curve, and I'm going second, which means I draw an extra card. So we're going to keep this, and kind of fingers crossed. I think this is definitely good enough to keep. The curve is very strong. We have Golem, we have Flesh Sculptor. It's good. We can also go turn 2 Restless Tombs. Alright, second land. That's important. We're going to go for a... we're going to send back this Bedeviled Fiend. Get another Corruption Shrine. And we're going to go for a turn 2 Restless Tombs, which is an astonishingly powerful play that can only be done going second, where you can go for 2 levels of Corruption, and you can get a Restless Tombs out with the Spark. Now, he did go for double blue, which means he could have a Power Gnome. I don't know why you go for double blue. Normally you want to go for mana unless you have to go for level. So I think he could have a Gnome to kill this. He could have a Power Gnome, as we see here. It's in his color combination, so he could definitely use it. He doesn't though, which means that my Restless Tombs is now online, generating zombies as advantage every single turn. Now, this is where things get bizarre. We're actually going to go for a 3rd level by turn 3. This is really unusual. Next turn we're going to go Flesh Sculptor. We could have gone Flesh Sculptor that turn, but ultimately Library Guards comes out on the same turn, but this lets me play Flesh Sculptor when I have a Golem on the board. Now, this is interesting. I think what I'm going to do is get Haunted Cemetery online. We're going to play Flesh Sculptor on the back row. We're going to take away this thing's shield, because he can shield it immediately. He shields, which kills this, but because of my Flesh Sculptor, I get a free zombie. Which means normally it's a 2-for-1, in this case, not really, I just get zombies. Now, this will generate infinite advantage until he has a way of dealing with it. This is why we first picked Restless Tombs, and this is also why I picked Restless Tombs very high. Force Wielder, interesting. Force Wielder is usually quite a bad card to pick in trials. On the plus side, he can use it to put energy onto this. The reason it's not very good is because you need to go mono blue essentially to get it, because it requires 2 blue levels. And it also requires an insane amount of mana to do anything useful. Once it's online, it's very powerful, but until it's online, it's a bit weak. So, we get to go for a Library Guards on this turn, which is very powerful, and just attack with zombies. We're in an incredibly advantaged position. Now, you can do this instant speed. He's transferring 1 energy now that he knows that his guy isn't going to get removed. He's transferring energy now with the ability. And that means on this turn, he can transfer energy again if he wishes. Jin Battlemaster. That could be tricky. Jin Battlemaster deals double damage and receives half damage, so you need to deal 4 damage to kill it, and you need 5 health to survive an attack from it. Okay, so I think what we're going to do this turn is we're going to play a Force Mage Protector. We're going to attack with everything. He's on the hyper defensive right now. And the aggressive player has the last say in what happens in combat, which means he needs to shield his protector, and then we get to shield something to save it. So we're going to shield this zombie. We're going to flash freeze his Battlemaster. It will take 1 damage because it's halved from the zombie, and it will kill it. And he is now down to 6. Now, we could have used Zombify there. The reason we didn't is because I don't need the zombie, and I don't want to telegraph the fact that I am going to kill something guaranteed. So we didn't telegraph the fact that I had Zombify. We didn't move this onto back row because I don't mind him attacking it. But at this point, I think he needed to go for a blue level and then shock my board completely with his hero power. Deals 1 damage to all enemy creatures and shocks them. That stops me from attacking. So yeah, this deck, that's one of the openings it can get with Restless Tombs. It's one of the reasons why Restless Tombs are so powerful. If they don't have an answer to it, it just makes zombies over and over and over again. It is very vulnerable to something like Gnome Power Engineer, because you can play Gnome Power Engineer and get rid of it before it can make 1 zombie at all. And then you have to be double corruption, and that's really brutal. But anyway, so that's the first 2 games and the drafting section of this trial. If this is the kind of content which people actually want to see, if they want to see this kind of trial content, because no one else does it, from what I can understand, yeah, no one else does it in the community doing trial strategy videos and trial drafting, then let me know. This will be posted on the Spellweaver forums as well, so I'll be checking there as well as everywhere else. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe. If you have any feedback, put it in the comment section below. If you have any video ideas you want me to cover, then put it in the comment section, I'll read it. I am actually going to be doing a news coverage video for Hearthstone when the announcement comes out on the 22nd. Some of you may know about that, which is that Blizzard is doing a stream on the 22nd, and that only means one thing, which is that there's a new piece of content coming out. So when that goes live, I'll do a news segment on it the following day, probably, if I have time or if my internet's being nice to me or something like that. But anyway, thank you for watching. As for now, this is Jotto, signing off.